Good day, this is Scott Mueller with S&J Hardware USA, and I want to show you a new product we have. It is called the EBR 3.0, and it is an extended bolt release for the Mossberg 930 shotgun. So today I'm going to show you how to install this product. The 930 shotgun is very popular. It's a very good working semi-automatic shotgun, but the bolt release is kind of small. So this product will make that bolt release larger. It's kind of a no gunsmith needed installation, and I'm going to go through that with you right now. First, we're going to go ahead and open up this package, and I'll show you what's included with the EBR 3.0 for the Mossberg 930. First, we have some Vibratite. It is a thread locker. It'll help keep the product in place. I'll show you how to use this. We have the release itself here, the extended bolt release itself. It's a large button, very similar to size of what's on those JM Pro series of shotguns. It also comes with a set screw to anchor this to the existing bolt release. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open this package with the thread locker, and I'll show you how you use that. I'm going to use the scissors. We'll open the top of this, and then some of the other tools that I'll be using for the installation today. I'm going to be using a screwdriver with an Allen bit on it, and this is 1/16 of an inch, and this 1/16 of an inch is what will fit inside the set screw. I'm going to be using a small punch. This one is a 3/32 punch. I'm going to use that to slightly deform the existing slide release button to give the set screw kind of a flat spot to anchor to, and I'll show you how to do that. I have some Q-tips here. I have a non-marring hammer here that I'm going to use with the punch. And then I also have some 91% isopropyl alcohol here. This is kind of a gentle degreaser. So I'm going to use this to take some grease or any machining fluids off the set screw. I'm also going to put it on the bolt release to give it a good, make sure there's no grease on that as well. This is not as aggressive as like an automotive brake cleaner, but it still is very effective at removing grease from machine products. So the first thing I'm going to do, I guess, is I'm going to use some of this alcohol. I'm going to just put some on a Q-tip. Before I do that, I'm going to put my set screw on my Allen wrench here. So I have the set screw right on the tip of this. And then I'm going to dunk my Q-tip in here, and we're just going to clean this a little bit, get some alcohol running off of it to clean that set screw. Okay, now I'm going to set that down to let it dry. I'm also going to clean out the machined threaded hole that's in our EBR 3.0. Again, the concept here is you just want to have good clean surfaces for everything to hold tight. Okay, so I'm going to move that off to the side now. And we're going to make sure this dries. And then the next thing I'm going to do is open up our VC3 ThreadMate thread locker material. And this is in a very small package, okay? There's 1 millimeter of this product in here. And what I'm going to do with this is use my scissors and cut the very corner of it. And then I'm going to just gently put some on the threads of this. And then we're going to let the threads dry for 10 minutes or so. But it'll just put a nice even coating on these threads. And I think the alcohol is fairly dried off of that. So I'm going to cut the corner of this here using a little scissors. We'll just snip the very edge of this. And then I'm going to actually move my punch over here, because when I apply this to the set screw, I'm going to let it set upright and just let it dry for a few moments, okay? So I'm going to just turn it sideways here, put a little on the threads, just ever so gently. Okay, so it's on the threads and I'm kind of rotating it. So it's coating the threads, and now I'm going to just set this tool here to let that dry. Okay, now I'm going to put this off to the side. I'm going to try to keep it upright. I may or may not be able to use it again because the package has been already opened. So again, we want to just let this dry for 5 or 10 minutes, and I'll be right back with you. And there, I just want to show you a close-up of how that Vibratite product is coated on the threads of the set screw, and I have it resting on the Allen wrench just to let it dry a little bit. And this Vibratite VC3 thread mate is included with the set of the EBR 3.0 for the Mossberg 930. And it says that you should let it dry on the threads from 10 to 30 minutes. So I'm going to let it dry probably 20 minutes, and then we'll get back to the rest of the installation. Okay, while I have that set screw drying with the Vibratite VC3 on it, I'm going to show you one step that I do to help anchor the extended bolt release and make it so the set screw has kind of a flat spot to grab onto. So what I'm going to do is use my punch, and I know I want the set screw at the bottom of the existing bolt release. So I'm going to put my punch on it, on the existing bolt release, maybe just a millimeter down from the top of it, and then I'm going to give it a good wrap with the hammer here to give it a bit of a flat spot. I do have the gun in a gun vise and the action is open, but I need it to be held here so I could get an effective little tap on it. Okay, so I'm going to hold the punch at about the 6 o'clock, you know, when the gun is held in the firing position. Right now I have the gun upside down in the cradle, so it's obviously facing me. I'm going to hold the punch right here. Let's see here. Get my hand out of the way. And then I'm just going to give it one good wrap. And I'm just kind of estimating here. Give it one more here. Okay, and that hopefully just peened it a little bit to give it a flat spot for that set screw to grab onto. We've let the Vibratite product dry on the set screw for about 20 minutes now. So now we're ready to put the EBR 3.0, the extended bolt release button for the Mossberg 930 on it, on the shotgun itself. So you can see here, you know, there's a threaded hole. I'm going to go ahead and set this right over the top of the bolt, the factory bolt release. Try to have the threaded hole at about the 6 o'clock position. And now we're going to go ahead and thread in this screw with a Vibratite thread locker on it. And some of that excess thread locker is going to be pushed up as it comes off the threads. Okay, and I have it pretty snug. I'm going to back it off a little bit and see if I could feel this flat spot. See, I can't get it to rotate past this, so I was able to peen a slight flat spot on the existing bolt release. Now I'm going to tighten it up the rest of the way here. I would say you want it to be snug. Got that on there. Okay. Over there and check the tightness. It feels snug. I'm just using my thumb to wipe off that Vibratite product. Okay, so it's on there. And then I'm going to go ahead and press it, and I'm going to see if it releases the bolt. And it does. Okay, so now we're going to flip it over. I have a snap cap here. We're going to give it a try. Okay, so the action is back. And I'm going to go ahead and put in a snap cap. And then we'll go ahead and give it a try here. Yeah, and that does work. So this is how it looks when it's installed. The EBR 3.0 on the Mossberg shotgun. And again, I'll drop in the snap cap, and it just gives you a much larger area to work with. It's a good addition to any Mossberg 930. The 930 is one of my favorite semi-automatics for the price point and the reliability. It is just an excellent product. So again, if you want to upgrade your 930 with the EBR 3.0, installation is quite easy, and we include everything you need to accomplish that. If you have any questions, please send me an email at sales@sjhardware.us, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. If you would like to make this installation of the EBR 3.0 for the Mossberg 30 more of a permanent installation, you could mix up some 2-part epoxy and put a little drop of the epoxy on the top of the factory bolt release. Then when the EBR 3.0 sits on top of that, that epoxy would further help hold it in place. To remove it though, you'd have to use some heat from a heat gun, try to get that temperature up to 250 degrees or so, and then that epoxy would soften and you would be able to take that EBR 3.0 off. If you choose to epoxy it in place, you still would certainly follow all the steps that I did. You would still use the set screw. The only difference would be you'd put a small dab of 2-part epoxy on the top of the factory bolt release before you nest the EBR 3.0 on top of it. But again, we've tested this, installed it just as I've showed you, and it works great. And it's just nice to have a bigger button, you know, to drop the action. Very easy to activate, very easy to use. Thanks for watching.